3. What's up, bitches? You're in the trenches with Jody and Jensen. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Jody, how the fuck did we get here?
You know, we fucked around.
And found out. We really did.
The name of this episode.
So, welcome, everyone. So, the few people that we've told over the past few weeks that we're doing this secret little project, we've gotten like two main questions. What are you guys talking about? And
what are you talking about?
What are you fucking talking about?
Like, we're not crime junkies. I mean, we are, but that's not this podcast.
Some people have asked me, you know, is it going to be about makeup, esthetician stuff? No.
I mean, we might talk about it here and there, but it's anything and everything.
It really is. Like, so we're just going to, and like, you're in the fucking trenches, you know? So we're literally just going to talk about everything and anything. There's going to be funny moments in here. There might be some deep, dark.
Some tears.
Yeah. So grab your fucking Q-tips, take a shot, take a light of whatever you need, and welcome.
Get yourself a drink, relax, and we're coming to you straight from Wildfire Arms Studio.
Yeah, we have to give the biggest shout out to Jody's husband, Gary.
He's the best.
We owe him all of our days because when Jody told him about this idea that we wanted to do a podcast, he was all about it.
Yeah.
And he let us use the loft in his man cave and turn it into a little podcast studio. He bought us the mics. He really believed in us.
Said, the fact, number one, that he didn't just laugh in my face and say, "What are you talking about?" is golden.
It really is.
He believed in us, and that just gave us a little bit more confidence that we could do this. And here we are.
We're filming our very first episode in our own little studio.
Right.
So you guys are probably wondering how we met. Like, why is this 20-year-old with this
5 years older than
you, 25-year-old lady?
Yeah.
Of course. My best friend is her youngest daughter. And we'll get into all that lore in a little bit. And we're coworkers.
Yeah.
And we're not really going to talk about work on here because we do try to have to be professional there.
Yeah. But we're friends.
We are.
Like, he's my friend. So I don't care what anybody has to say about that. We're besties.
And if people want to judge it and be like, you know, why I don't get it, you know,
works.
You're a mom, you're a wife, and you're friends with this little fag.
Right. And why are you hanging out with the old lady?
Exactly.
It fucking works. It works for us. That's all that matters.
Love is love, and it doesn't always have to mean romantic love.
Right.
When you love somebody, you just love somebody.
Right.
And if you have anything to say, fucking stay mad.
Just send us a comment. Stand in line with all of the people to be mad at us.
Literally. Like, it's out the door.
It's going to roll off our shoulders. So we're good.
Amen.
We're good.
Well, so I guess we should tell everyone a little bit about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, you should go first.
I should go first?
You should go first.
Okay, holy smokes. Where do I start? I feel like I'm only 20 years old, but I feel like I've lived 30 lives.
Yeah.
Do I give the PG version or do I give the nitty gritty, like divorced parents, stepmoms, stepdads?
I mean, I feel like you just go with it.
All right.
Whatever comes out, we're here for it. And
we're here for it.
Listen, if you're here for wholesomeness,
you're not going to find it here.
Keep going.
You're just getting real raw, unfiltered. So,
so
stick
give
around.
It to us.
Okay, so
let's hear it.
Well, my name's Jensen. Hi, guys. I'm 20 years old. I was born in a little small town in northeastern Arizona. If you just so happen to know where it is, mind your damn business. And if you don't know where it is, great. Don't find out.
Right.
Because we're not trying to get shot and killed.
That's not the vibe.
It's really not. So, I was born, obviously, and I exist. I have 3 older siblings. I have a mom and a dad. Clearly, that's how baby making works. And what else do I tell? Everything in between, like from birth to now.
Baby.
I'm the baby of.
Are you spoiled?
No, but I'd like to think I'm the favorite sometimes, which I know you can recollect with.
Yeah.
So, I have 3 older siblings. I have my sister, who's the oldest. I have 2 older brothers. And then later on, we'll talk about the other siblings that came in. So when I was about like, I think I was like 7 or 8, my parents split up. Excuse me. I'm already burping. It's so real. My parents split up when I was about 7 or 8. And it wasn't like a crazy divorce. There wasn't like no animosity or really anything like that. It just wasn't working, right?
Didn't work out.
So, a few years later, my dad went on to remarry my stepmom. My mom had some spouses in between that time. We'll go into some more lore later about that. And then along the way, I got 2 stepbrothers, and then I also have 1 adopted brother.
You have a big family.
I do have a really big family. So in total, there's 7 of us, 7 siblings, and
That's a circus.
it's a fucking circus.
It is.
And keep in mind, I'm the youngest out of all of them, so they're obviously all older than me, and they're all married now. Like half of them have kids, some on the way.
So you get to be the fun uncle.
I really am. Yeah. I got told yesterday that I was the favorite uncle from my
Jensen,
oldest niece.
You are the favorite.
I'm just fun.
You are, Jensen.
Kids love me. So I have a big family. What else do I talk about? Do I talk about me? Like, what? I just feel like I have so much lore.
Right.
You know?
Like it could just go into the next episode and the next.
It really could.
So maybe we're just going to give him a little sneak peek.
A little short and sweet. Okay, yeah. So I'm also a licensed esthetician, and I've also been a makeup artist for the past 9 years as well.
You are so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I started doing makeup when I was in like 5th or 6th. I think I was about 5th, and I actually started like posting about it when I was in like 6th grade.
What made you want to do makeup?
So I love that question. So I was really inspired by, have you ever seen The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Okay. So I used to love that show. Low-key still do. I'm like kind of rewatching it right now. So The Walking Dead was like my shit back in the day. Like zombies were like my thing. I also loved movies like World War Z and just like anything that have to do with zombies, right? So I would always go on YouTube and watch like behind the scenes of how they made the episodes. Like I just loved the production of it all, but I especially loved the makeup. Like it was just so intriguing to me how they could take a normal person and turn them into this horrifying monster, right?
It's so real.
And it's so real. I was also inspired by other films like The Grinch, and Mrs. Doubtfire, and all the makeup artists that worked on those sets. It was just so crazy to me. I loved it. So I was like, well, I want to like try that and like have fun with it. So I just started doing like crazy like cuts and scars and wounds and things like that, just out of like random ass like craft supplies. So like Elmer's glue and like watercolor paints just like on my face. And just like by watching like YouTube tutorials and stuff and just practicing.
That's crazy that you could learn that from watching the video.
Yeah, YouTube University, babe. Hit them up. They're good. So I just kept going with that, and I just loved it. So I kept wanting to learn more, and I practiced more, and I tried to learn other realms of makeup. So I started getting into like body painting and like more illusion and a fantasy creative type of makeup, along with the special effects. And then when I was in like, I think I was like a freshman in high school, that's when I started to learn how to do beauty makeup.
Just because you're like, let me try this.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
Well,
too.
and I was having some self-identity crisis, if you will. Well, that's a whole other episode.
Don't we all have those crises?
Amen. So, I just really was intrigued by beauty makeup as well, but I was like so scared to do it on myself because, you know, I'm a boy for one, wearing makeup, and I also live in a small conservative town, you know, so I was scared to put beauty makeup on and lashes and a lip because I didn't want to hear the judgment or like the people being like, well, you goddamn faggot, like you wipe that off, you act like a fucking man. Like I was just scared of that. I was scared of the judgment, but finally I got to a point where I was just like, who the fuck cares? Like life is so short. Right. So I remember like I'd be like in my room like in the middle of the night, like when everyone was asleep, like beating my face to the gods, and I would do it at night when everyone was asleep because I didn't want like somebody to walk in and be like, why are you wearing makeup? Like it was fine, like the special effects and all that, because it was cool, right? But like beauty makeup was like a whole other thing. It was like, well, I was scared of like the judgment from that,
right?
Of like,
I can't even imagine.
Like wanting to look like a girl, but like I wasn't trying to look like a girl. Right. I just liked makeup. Right. It was just my thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it was just my thing. So I started learning it my freshman year, and I was not good at it at first. And then
I don't even believe you.
I'll show you pictures later.
Okay,
It was
I gotta see.
fucking rough. So I just kept going with it, and I just kept practicing looks on myself, and then I would practice on my friends. And then, like, my sophomore year is when I started taking it a little bit more serious, and then when I got better at it, like, some of the girls I went to high school with, like, they asked me, they're like, can you do my makeup for prom, or can you do my makeup for homecoming? Like, I'll pay you.
Yeah, I remember Kendall saying she was going to ask you, and she waited too late for one of the dances, and you were booked. I'm like, who is Jensen?
Like, that's crazy to me, like a sophomore in high school. Anyway, so I didn't know what to charge back then. Like, I wasn't going to charge them out the ass, because obviously, like, I didn't think I was, like, good enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I was bad, but it was just, like, I knew I could be better, and I'm not going to charge a whole bunch for, you know, whatever. So, like, I think I was charging, like, 40 or 50 bucks to do, like, a full beat. And then in my junior year of high school, like, beginning of my junior year, end of my sophomore year, people started booking me for weddings and, like, wanting me to do their bridal makeup, which was just, like, a crazy thought to me. I'm like, you trust me enough to paint your face for your wedding.
Right, for the biggest day of their life.
Honestly, like, you're going to be looking at these pictures for the rest of your life. Are you sure you want me there?
They're either going to be like, Jensen did that, or
Jensen did that. Right. So, and I'm sure there was a little bit of both along the way. So, anyways, I'll drink to that, but...
Sorry, not sorry.
Amen. But honestly, I owe a lot of it to my photography teacher, Mrs. Cherry, because she was a freelance photographer for a long time. Like, she had her own little business and everything. She still does. But she taught me how to, like, build a website and get traffic on that website, and, like, how to market myself and make contracts and things like that. So I owe her a lot for that, because it really did help build my clientele. So I made my website, I think it was, like, the fall of, like, my junior year. And then, like, within that spring, like, people were just booking me left and right, like, for makeup for their weddings and photo shoots.
Like, is this real life?
No, it really was.
People
like,
want me.
Yeah, it was, like, so surreal. And that the end of my junior year summer to my senior year, like, that time span, I was booked every weekend for weddings until I started school again for my senior year. Like,
that's crazy.
It was crazy.
What teenager spends their summers like that?
I was just hustling. I loved it. Like, it didn't feel like work to me. And, like, low-key, like, I was making, like, a lot of money from it, too. Like, if you've ever, like, got married and hired a makeup artist for your wedding, like, it's not cheap, you know what I mean? Especially if you have a bunch of people that are also wanting their makeup done, like your bridesmaids, your moms, like the aunts, like
everybody wants in on it.
Right, like, it adds up quick. So, like, there'd be some Saturdays, like, I'd go and do a wedding and walk away with, like, $950 in cash. And I was only there for, like, 6 hours. Like...
And you were 16?
I was 16 at the time.
That's so good.
It was so crazy. So, makeup has definitely been a big part of my journey, and it's what led me to where I am today. And maybe in another episode I'll go deeper into, like, why makeup is so important to me.
I get a discount on my makeup for my vow renewal.
Of course.
In 3 years.
Absolutely.
Hope I get
the homie discount. Yeah, absolutely.
Homies for life discount.
Homies for life discount's crazy.
Something. Throw me a bone, okay?
Amen. So makeup led me to wanting to be an esthetician. So senior year of high school, I was debating, like, kind of what I wanted to do as my career, as we all.
Right.
And I wanted to do makeup, but I also knew I wanted to do something else that was, like, a little bit more stable, if you will. And I just also wanted to, like, learn something. I wanted to go to school for something, but I didn't want to go to a university and spend, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars and
Seriously.
Get a degree that I'm never going to use. Like, none of that intrigued me. So along with that, I also really liked skincare as well, because skincare and makeup kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
And I never really talked about skincare that much, just because at the time I didn't know a whole lot about it. So I'm not going to talk about something that I don't know a whole lot about.
You recommend a product and it burns your face off.
Exactly. Yeah. And, like, I didn't have the knowledge for that. So I just didn't talk about it that much. But deep down, I was like, oh my God, I love skincare. I love the whole, like, spa aesthetic, the whole, like, med spa aesthetic. And I struggled with my skin as well in high school a lot. I mean, I'm still dealing with acne here and there, but like I knew how it felt to be uncomfortable in your own skin, and I felt that with my clients as well, because anytime I'd go to do a wedding, it was a lot of the times it was like the older ladies, so like the moms or like the grandmas or like the aunts.
Right.
They'd sit down in my chair in their bare face, and they have two big bright lights in front of them, and a lot of them had like the same reaction of being like, oh my god, like don't mind my face, or don't mind my age
Right.
spots, or like sorry about my wrinkles.
You're
Like,
so vulnerable.
you really are. And I didn't care. I wasn't judging their skin.
Right.
I was just there to do the makeup. But it made me realize like how many people were so uncomfortable with their skin. And I wanted to help and do more than just covering it up. Like,
just makes it look pretty. You want it to be healthy.
yeah, like I wanted to go like skin deep, really. So I looked into different esthetician schools. I toured a few down in Phoenix, and I finally stumbled across one that was literally the best decision ever. It's called Image Institute in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I entered their advanced aesthetics program for their hybrid schedule, and I also did the cosmetic laser technician course as well. So I was able
to just get it all done.
Do it all.
Yeah.
So I graduated early. I got all my hours in on time, like all my testing done, like the whole nine. And then I was having a little bit of a rough time after school finding a job, because where I was living at the time, it's so competitive down there, right? Like that industry down there is so big.
Right.
So like a month and a half after I graduated aesthetics and laser, or no, I had just graduated aesthetics, and then I had like a month gap between laser. So while I was, in that little gap, I was trying to find somewhere to work as an esthetician, and like nowhere would hire me. And like that's like such a common thing. I didn't realize it at the time.
They wanted you to have more experience.
They did. They wanted you to have at least like, depending on where you go, but some people wanted like 5 years experience, 2 years experience, 10 years experience, which I get. But I also went to a really, really good school, and we learned a lot more than what other estheticians learn in other schools in the state.
Right.
So I had an advantage, and I was also really, like, not to toot my own horn, but I was also a really good student too. Like, I always got really good grades on my projects, on my actual schoolwork. Like, I did good in the clinic. Like, I was a good, well-rounded student. Not to toot my own horn.
I believe it 100%.
Thank you.
All over it.
Yeah, I was all over it because I just loved it. So I was just hoping somebody would take a chance on me and be like, you know what? Yeah, we'll take you. And down there, nobody did, until I finally got hired as a coochie waxer. and then waxing all day. Well, really not all day. That place, I kind of hated it low key, because I soon realized after starting there that not a lot of women want to be waxed by a dude, which I get in hindsight, but then also it's Jensen you're talking about. Like, it's Jensen, come on. So like people would be on the phone, and the front desk girl or whoever was on the phone would be like, okay, like, yeah, you want a Brazilian at 3:00? Do you prefer a male waxer or a female waxer? And people would be like, female. Which I get, but then I say one word to somebody, and then they're like, oh, I get it, okay.
Right.
So, and of course, it's a professional business, so it's obviously all professional. Like, it's just your coochie, like, it's just your wiener. Like, it's for work. It's for work. It's not that deep. I'm just there to get the hair gone. I don't care what your shit looks like. That's not what I'm there for.
Right. Seen one, seen them all.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking exactly. So I didn't really have a good clientele there, like, at all. And I was kind of at my wit's end, because I didn't love waxing. Like, I liked it, like, it was fun, but it really wasn't my end-all be-all.
Right, you went to school for more than that.
I really did. I really did. So then you kind of had a bug in my ear. Always. Even before I started esthetician school, you said, hey, would you ever come back and work for our boss? We work for a plastic surgeon. And I had thought about it in school, but at the time I was dating somebody, and I didn't want to leave him. But then, we ended up parting ways.
That's a whole another episode.
Fuck. Sure is.
And also, I was trying to hire you as my personal skincare facial makeup person
Yeah.
since the day I met you.
Yeah.
And I always would say, if I win the lottery, I'm going to hire you. I don't know how much money you need a week, but that's going to be it.
Yeah.
You're going to live in my backyard. Like, it's just going to
Like-
be me and you against the world.
Literally, like how
Yes.
the Kardashians have their glam team on
Yeah.
salary, like that would be you.
Right.
And
That's how much I need you
I would
in
be
my life.
all over that
Yeah.
shit.
So, anyways, but not everybody else needed you like that.
Right.
So,
But here we are today.
right.
So I ended up moving back to my hometown to work for the plastic surgeon we work for, and it's been really great.
Right.
Some weeks are definitely busier than others, like I'm not gonna lie, but that's gonna be anywhere you go. You know what I mean? Like anywhere you go in this type of industry, like you're gonna have to build your clientele. And not to toot my own horn again, but I feel like I've been doing a decent job at it.
Yes. Your line of work, your profession, I think it's like I tell you all the time, if you didn't work with me, or even before you moved up here, when you came, you would let me know you were coming, and you would come over to my house and
Yeah.
give me a facial or whatever. Like, that's on the very bottom of my list as a mom, as a wife, as
Yeah.
a grandma, all those things. So people have to learn to prioritize it.
They do.
So until sometimes you're not the busiest because of
Yeah.
that.
And I don't think our location helps a bunch either, meaning like geographically, like where
Right.
we are. Like we're in a small town. It's not like we're in Scottsdale where that is like a priority
Like,
for
yes,
those people there.
It's a must do.
It's a must
Right,
in that
it's
culture
different,
down
yeah.
there. Like, oh my God, yeah, of course my Botox is
Right.
scheduled to the T. Of course my facials are scheduled to the T. Of course my laser treatments are scheduled to the T. But up here, that's just not a priority for everybody.
It's like a splurge.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
it's
a
a
facial,
luxury.
and then maybe a year later you get another one.
Right.
So that's
It-
one of those things people have to be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna take care of myself. So that's
And
a
I've
hard thing.
Yeah, and I've gotten a lot of clients like that lately. A lot of them are more mature women, and that's largely a good chunk of my clientele. It's like older, mature women, which they're the best. They really are. I do.
When we're younger,
Yeah.
we think we don't have to worry about anything.
Right. And then one day everything
catches
starts,
up with you.
it catches
Right.
up to you.
Right.
And I've gotten that a lot lately. Like ladies, like when I go into the room and do skincare consultations, a lot of times I get, you know what, Jensen, I'm really just at a point where I want to start taking care of myself. Like I want to start taking care of my skin and being better to myself. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so great. Like I love that. And
Right.
it's not just in a vain way. It's like just overall being good to themselves and taking care of themselves, like externally, internally.
Yes.
A lot of them tell me like they're going to the gym more, they're being kinder to themselves, they're not beating themselves up. Like it's a whole thing, like and
Right.
I think that's really special.
I think it must mean like their final kid is out of the house.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got some time on my hands, and what have I done to my face?
Yeah.
Well, let me see what I can fix.
Well, and a lot of them, number one thing I always ask was, how much did you tan when you were younger?
Yeah.
I'm
all day, every day.
all
That's
day,
what we
like
did.
95% of my clients say, oh, Jensen, I was out
Right.
on the beach, I was on top of like the
Baby
RV,
oil, yes.
baby oil, just grasping all that UV
'Cause we
rays.
were invincible.
Right.
We never thought we would get older
And then
and deal with the consequences.
Exactly, all that sun damage.
Nobody wants that.
100%, all that sun damage later on in life comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does.
So
It's crazy.
I'm glad that you're here to help people like
Thank
that
you.
out.
I'm doing my best. So wear your goddamn SPF,
Right.
30 or higher. I don't care what it is. Just SPF
day.
every day.
Even if you're driving in the car, you need it on your arms.
On your
It's on me
face.
all the time about it. Not just
do.
your face, on your arms.
You know
when
what?
you're driving.
I might sound annoying, but you'll thank me. Once you hit about 60, 65, you're going to be like, "Damn, Jensen was right."
Right. If I had a Jensen when I was like 24.
But
But-
like I feel like back then like sun damage wasn't like a thing that was talked about really.
No.
Like correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously I
Right.
wasn't there, but
No. It was like the tanner you were,
The better.
the better looking you were.
Mhm.
Like it would I remember in high school, junior high, like we would always watch the 4th of July parade, me and my friends, and it was like no sunblock because the goal was to get a sunburn.
Yeah.
Because we're like, we're going to burn, and then we're going to turn into this, like, glowy, nice tan.
Yeah.
Like,
this golden goddess, really.
yes. We didn't think about anything but that.
Yeah.
So.
And then later in life, it catches up to you, and you're like, oh, shit, my wrinkles are getting deeper. Oh,
the
shit.
tanning bed, sign me up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keep that membership going all year.
Right.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
Here we are. So that's a little bit about me and my backstory. There's going to be more later on. There's some shit I need to say.
So we're going to get to it.
We will.
We'll get
but
to it.
For now, Jody, tell us a little bit about you. What's your lore? Where'd you come from?
Well, I actually came from the same town as you, born and raised there.
Some small town kids.
Yep. Aside from, like, I don't know, I feel like maybe it was like 4 years, maybe from the time I was like 5, or maybe 4 to 8, something like that. I lived in a small town in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And then other than that, I've just been in this small town here.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to get out, but then I got pregnant in high school, teen mom, 17.
17.
17. I was married and had a baby before I graduated high school.
Wow.
So all of that just changes your outlook. Like, well, yeah, it'd be great to get out of this small town, but everybody and everything I know is here. Mm-hmm. So I stayed, and then my baby was at my graduation. So not everybody gets to walk off stage and see their daughter in the audience. That was me.
How old was she when you graduated?
She was a month and a half.
Oh my God.
And she was early. She was 2 months early. Mm-hmm. Because I should have had her after I graduated, because my biggest concern before she was born was, what if I walk across the stage at graduation and my water breaks? Like, I used to think, like, how is this going to work out? So then in turn, I had her 2 months early. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Remember I was 17.
Right.
And I just thought I had a backache. Basically, I labored the whole time at home, like 14 hours at home, just thinking I had a backache. Finally went to the hospital, and I was dilated to 8.5. I just remember the nurse came in, checked me, and she said, oh shit, she ran out. And I'm just like, so this is what happens? Somebody, hi, I have questions. Like, what's going on? What's going on? And,
I need answers, please.
Right. They're just like, we wanted to get the flight crew here to fly you out to deliver because you're so early, but she's going to come. She's coming. So I delivered her with not just the doctor and nurse in the room, but the whole flight crew in the room. Oh, and shit. They took her, and I remember the nurse being like, hey, do you want to go tell your baby bye? These are things that, number one, I'm still trying to comprehend. I have a baby, let alone I'm telling her bye. So they wheeled me into the nursery. I didn't get to hold her. They put her in my hands, took a picture. That's when they had Polaroid pictures, which it's trendy again to have those cameras.
No, it is. They slay.
Yeah. And they took her. They flew her to the valley, and I'm just laying there like, what the actual fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So that's how my very first pregnancy happened, and
that's traumatic.
Yeah, and she was in the hospital for a month, and then got home just in time for me to start doing all the graduation stuff. Which, funny story, the night before I went into labor, I did online classes the last semester because I was so sick,
really
so nauseous, the worst morning sickness, but it lasted all day. So I was doing it online, and I remember I was at my parents' house because my mom had the code to pass my classes off to the next class, and I'm like, no, let me just finish. And she's like, you don't have to do all that. I just want to be done. Well, something told me to finish because the next day I became a mom. So
that's crazy.
Thank goodness that was done. And then we get home with her, and then I'm going to graduation practice. It's still, when I think about it, I'm like, what? How did I do all of that? Mm-hmm. But I didn't think about it.
You just did it.
I was
had to.
Just surviving. Okay. Yeah. And so I had her, best thing of my life. And then I ended up having 3 more. I have 3 daughters and 1 son. Wow. And I am now so blessed that I have 2 grandchildren. Mm. Yeah.
From your oldest?
From my oldest.
Aww.
She gave me 2. I used to tell all of my kids, I get 2. I get 2 grandkids from each of you.
Oh.
But now that we have two, it's like, okay, whatever. When you're ready, you do you. But we have those babies, and they're the best thing.
They are. They're so funny.
They're like, I say all the time, grandkids are the reason for, like, it's your surprise, or your prize, rather, for raising the jackass kids. Because four kids will put you through some shit.
Yeah. Dude, I bet. Especially three girls.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Yeah. So then you get those grandkids and you're like, okay, it's the reward.
Yeah.
It's fine. So yeah, I got married, had kids. I was a stay-at-home mom until my last baby. When I had her, probably at like, maybe she was 7 or 8 months. That's when my marriage was ending. So I'm like, well, I got to go to work. I got to pay these bills.
Your first marriage.
Yeah, okay. My first marriage. And so I went to work. I worked at a mortgage company, and I did that for a while. Well, it was a title company, and then I transferred to a mortgage company, and I did that for a little bit longer. And then that's when a friend of mine worked at a doctor's office, and she's like, you should come work with us. And that's when I got into the medical world. Like, I worked front office, and then that turned into me like helping in the back office. And then the doctor was like, let me pay for you to go to medical school. Wow. He paid for my medical assistant class, and then I became an MA, and I think it's been like 13 years now, and I'm still a medical assistant. So that's how that came about, because I didn't really get a chance to be like, oh, this is what I want to be when I grow up.
Right.
So it was...
Because you were a mom first. You're like, oh, shit, I'm a mommy now. Just, like, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Kids. But so it worked out, because I love being a medical assistant. Like, I used to work in an OBGYN clinic, and I loved my patients there. And now I'm in a plastic surgeon's office. I love my patients there. So that forced me to figure out what I wanted to do. And this is where I should be.
What a blessing, though, that your first doctor, like, helped you pay for that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what a blessing, you know?
You know, because I would help in the back occasionally. They would need, like, a chaperone when they were doing, like, a woman came in for their pap smear. They always needed a chaperone, and they only had one MA. So they would say, hey, will you come help? So it turned into this joke, like, Jody, will you scrub in? You know, it was always like that. I always wanted to do that rather than being up front. And then he approached me and said, hey, do you want to do this? So...
And you were like, hell yeah, brother, let's do it.
So it worked out. Oh. And right at that time, a little bit before that, actually, that's when I met my second husband, who I'm married to now.
How long have you guys been married?
17 years.
17 years.
Yeah. He actually is the love of my life. I didn't think that was a thing. I thought it was just some movies, because after my first divorce, I thought it's just me and the kids against the world.
And...
like,
not to be mean or not trying to sound like a shit talker, but like, your first husband was a little rough.
It was rough. If I would have been a little bit more confident in myself and spoke up a little bit more and actually thought I had the right to say things or think for myself, it would have been different. Yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just a chapter in my book. It got me to where I am right now, and I couldn't imagine my life without Gary. Right. So
no, he's a great man. He's literally like the best husband, the best dad. Like,
he is. Like, he took on 4 kids. Who does that?
That weren't even his own, like that.
I was sure even if I did get a date, they would say, if you have kids, 4. Yeah. And they would run.
And that reminds me a little bit of my dad, because my 3 older siblings, my oldest sister and my 2 brothers, we have different dads. So,
oh, right.
Yeah. So my mom's first husband, she had my sister and my 2 brothers, and then they got divorced because he became a tweaker. She didn't know at the time, but that's a whole other, not throwing anybody under the bus.
Listen, but we've got like
lore
stuff for days to talk about. So.
Like, there's enough fucking paper in the world to write some shit down.
Right.
But anyways, so long story short, he was on meth, like not just like
your poor mom.
No, like literally on meth, doing the craziest tweaker shit you could ever think of. And she had 3 little babies, and they were at the time she didn't know, but they were very LDS. Like, they lived in Salt Lake City. Like, they were literally like the little perfect Mormon family, and here he is fucking tweaking. Like, it was crazy. Anyways,
Yeah.
So they obviously got divorced. My mom went through the goddamn trenches with that, and she met my dad, and then they had me, and then they got married, and then my dad raised my 3 older siblings from the time they were really little. Like, my oldest sister was only like 6 or 7, and my brother that's above me, he was only like 3. So my dad is their dad. It's our dad.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I love that. Yeah, and that's how my kids are. Gary's dad, like, my oldest was 10, my youngest was 2.
Yeah.
And he's dad, and he never once treated them like they weren't his kids.
Right.
He never would refer to them to anybody as my stepkids. Like,
those
they
are
were
his kids.
just his kids. Like, 2 of them have been adopted by him, and
like
legally adopted, changed their last name. I mean, and he loves them all regardless of their last name. But like,
no, it takes a.
I didn't know there was a guy out there like that.
They're few and far between, but there are really special people out there like that.
They are.
And what a blessing.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Like, what was you had your first at 17. You were in a crazy, might I say, fucked up marriage.
100%. It should have never happened.
Oh, fuck. What was the hardest part about being a teen mom and also being in a hard marriage? The only reason I'm asking is because I feel like it's more common than we really think. You know what I mean?
Right.
People getting married young, being married to shitty partners,
Yeah.
having kids, like, that's a lot to deal with. So for you, what was your hardest thing and all that?
Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind right now is judgment. There was so much judgment, and like, you know, I'm still in high school, and that's when you really find out who your friends are.
Right.
Because you think you have all these friends, and your circle gets really small. And even the ones in that circle at times were talking about you. And and then you find out, like, well, I don't have time to worry about this anymore because I'm growing this life.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't just from my friends. It was just people in town, people that knew my family. And, you know, it honestly felt to me like nothing I did was right. And I was never going to not be Jody that got pregnant and had a baby at 17. And that was just so hard.
Dude, I bet. And the town you grew up in was very LDS, if you don't know what that means, Mormon religion.
Yeah.
And not that I'm shitting on that at all, because a lot of my family is Mormon, but a lot of people in that religion are judgmental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not.
Right. We're just speaking our
side. I'm not running anybody through the mud or talking shit. I'm just being straight up and real and telling you from my point of view. Like, there's a lot of judgment that comes from that religion. I've experienced it firsthand from my own side of the family. You know what I mean? So I'm not just talking out of my ass.
Right. No, that's one of the main reasons that I had to get married.
Yeah.
So it was almost like it would be okay if we were married and then had a baby. So, you know, whatever, people still knew.
Right.
They could do the math. Even if they didn't know the story, they knew. So it just, like, I didn't know how to do anything. Like, so it was just like, wake up, survival mode.
Yeah.
Just figure it out. Like, when I look back now, I don't know how I knew how to do anything that I did.
Yeah.
I just figured it out somehow.
Did it.
Yeah, I just did it.
That's crazy.
Wouldn't recommend that.
I couldn't imagine.
It's
so
hard.
Like, I'm 20 now. You had your first kid at 17.
Yeah, I had my second kid at 20.
That's crazy. That'd be like me having 2 kids right now. Obviously, I don't have kids, but
2 kids at 20.
I couldn't imagine.
I had my 4th baby at 25.
Holy shit.
Like, just...
So you truly were a
like
young
that.
mom.
Yeah. And, I mean, going through it, there were nights I'm just like exhausted, and how am I going to do this and that? You know, now it's okay. It's okay that I was such a young mom because I'm a young grandma, and
it's probably like the best.
It is. Like, Gary and I are obsessed with our grandkids. We have the best time. but not just them, like our kids in general.
Yeah.
We are like all best friends. We are best
really
friends
are.
with our kids, and we have the best time, and we do the trips, we do the fun, anything that we do, it's fun.
It really is. It's
And
never boring.
We are not boring by any means.
But Jody and I have this thing whenever we're being feral or just going off about something,
days.
which is pretty 8 days a week, really.
Yes.
And anytime we catch ourselves in a little self-judgment moment, we always say, you know what? At least we're not boring. We're many things in this lifetime, but boring is not one of them.
Right.
You either walk away from us being like, oh my God, they're a hoot holler and a half, or oh my God, where's keep them away. Right. Where's my damn Xanax?
Right. So, it's been fun to like bond with our kids as adults.
Yeah.
Like we have different relationships with all of them. It's so great. And, now like our last baby moved out February 11th, 2024. We're still in 2024. And talk about a slap in the face. Like, nobody prepares you for your last one to leave.
Yeah.
It's hard enough when the first one goes, the second, but you're like, okay, I still have one. have one. And then she leaves.
And then your world is just so different.
Upside down. And there's a Ring doorbell video of her leaving.
Oh.
What
did that feel like for you?
I didn't know if I was going to be able to breathe without her.
Really?
Because who's going to need me?
Right.
Who needs me to take them to school, to make their lunch, to wake them up, to do their laundry?
Take them to practice.
All of the things. That's who my identity was. Even though I went to work, still having kids at home, that's your identity.
Right.
So it's been an interesting year figuring this out. Like, same for my husband. He's just like, what do we do? Even though we had occasional times where they were gone on visitation schedule and, we had just time for ourselves, it wasn't a lot. Mm-hmm. So now it's just like every single day, who are we? What are we doing without these kids? Mm-hmm. But now it's turned out like we're loving life.
Yeah.
Like,
which is so good.
And no dress code in our house.
Fuck
Usually no clothes.
Fucking tits hanging out, balls everywhere. Like,
we're just we've always been best friends, but we're even closer and we're just living our best life.
Which is so
doing
cool.
What we want to do.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you guys go on a lot of vacations.
We do.
You told me you go on date nights a lot. Yeah, like, that's so good.
Date nights.
That's so good.
We do all the things. And then we always want the kids to be home and doing the fun stuff. And then, bye. We'll see you when you come back next weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to
do our thing in the meantime.
Yeah, we're going to live it up.
Which is so inspiring because I feel like, not that I'm married or have ever been married, but this is just from my point of view. I feel like the key to a good, solid marriage is truly being best friends.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just my husband. Like, you're my best friend. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. Because he's my person. Yeah. And he will tell me, like, there's situations with other relationships in my life that I go through and I'll say to him, like, I don't understand. Like, tell me, what did I do?
He probably always says the damnedest thing.
Yes. But he, there have been times where he's like, oh, maybe they think this or that.
Yeah.
Or, no. Like, he'll tell me if he thinks I need to change it or if he thinks maybe it was me and not the other person. Yeah. Like, he'll just tell me.
Like, and somebody that holds you accountable for the right things.
Right. I mean, obviously, it's not a lot of times I'm wrong because...
Because you can only be perfect 8 days a week.
Right. It's exhausting. But, like, he knows everything. Like, I tell him everything, just like this happening right now.
Yeah.
He could have laughed and been like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, like, you're high.
Right. No, he said, I have not seen you this happy about something in a long time.
I'm gonna cry.
Buys the equipment and tells me, because I'm always like, do you think Jensen really wants to do this? Do you think maybe he's just like, he feels bad for me?
No.
And he'll say, no, I've seen you guys together.
Like,
You guys
we're
are
fun.
friends. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. At first, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, how's the the technical part gonna work out? Because
I'm not technical.
right, and I feel like I kind of am a little bit, but obviously I could use a lot of work, if you will. But like the editing and all that. But you finally told me, you were like, you know what? Just send it. Like, you're not gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out along the way. And I was like, damn, you're right.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, obviously.
Like before we started this, I'm like, okay, just press record, because otherwise I'm going to analyze myself the whole time.
And it's going to be too much. You're going to think too deep about it. So just fucking go talk your shit.
And we are who we are.
Yeah.
We're not for everybody.
No, we're really not. And you can't be, that's the thing about life. Like, you cannot be everybody's cup of tea. No. Given 8 billion people in the world, there's going to be somebody who's just bound to just hate your fucking guts for no reason. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
Right. And I say that all the time. I'm not for everybody. No, and that's cool, because neither. Life would be boring if everybody thought the same way, wanted the same things.
100%.
So we're just here, just doing this, just hoping somebody might be like, they kind of are entertaining. Yeah. Maybe I'll watch the next one.
Yeah. Maybe I'll subscribe. Maybe I'll leave a comment.
Maybe I'll like it. Whatever.
Just a pity like.
Yeah. We'll take it. At this point, we're going to take it.
Honestly.
We're going to take it.
So going back to your last kid leaving home, like, I feel like a lot of moms struggle with that. Specifically, my mom, because I'm the youngest. Right. And then when I went to esthetician school, I obviously moved away from home.
Right.
And I just feel like I can sort of relate to a lot of what you're saying from her point of view, because she told me the exact same thing. She was like, I don't know what my life is anymore.
Right. Nobody talks to you about that.
No.
You just are like, oh, I have these babies. They're so cute. And you don't realize one day they're all going to be gone.
Right.
And then, so I'm sure for your mom too, like, I didn't know who Jody was. Mm-hmm. I knew who I was as a wife and a mom and a grandma and as a medical assistant. But like myself, I didn't get that chance because that ended when I was 17.
Same thing with my mom, because she didn't have kids at 17, but she married right out of high school. She had my oldest sister when she was like 19 or 20. Mm-hmm. So she was still a young mom, and she had, 3 kids with her first husband in the span of 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? So same thing with her.
You forget about yourself.
Yeah. Like she was a wife. She was a mom. Like, that was it.
Yeah. So I was going through, I don't know what, like I joke, was this my midlife crisis? What's going on? Like, I mean, I was sad. Poor Gary was probably like, what do we do? Are we going to adopt a kid? What are we going to do?
We're going to get a cat? Know. Like, the fuck?
Right. But you're going to laugh when I found this that helped me. The local gym has, my family calls it Moms at Dance class. They have a Zumba class.
You know what? They can fuck off with that, because I be pulling up sometimes.
Right. They have a Zumba class that they do twice a week, and then a Shine class. It's by the same instructor. I love her.
What is Shine? It's like Zumba, but like hip hop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shine is more like today's music, hip hop. Like, that's my jam. That's when I really get into it.
Me too.
And Jensen comes with me. We love that. We love that MILF money.
I got that MILF money.
But like, I tell Carly, our instructor, I just called her out, like, you don't know, like, you saved me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she's like, oh, that's cute. But no, I'm not kidding. Because the first time I went, I was so afraid. But after I left, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back. And that gave me like a sense of like, oh, you're here for this. Like,
you're doing something this for yourself. You.
Yeah. And that started, like, I think my first class was the last week of January, and we're in December, and I've been doing it, and it's made the hugest impact on my life. Aww. So I needed to find something like, Gary's like, do you want to go back to college? Nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with school.
Fuck.
Do you want that? Poor guy's like, what can I do?
Yeah.
And I found this at our gym, and it changed my life.
I can tell when I go with you to Shine sometimes, like, how much you love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
like, I don't want to miss it.
Right.
Like, for that 1 hour, that's all I'm thinking about is what song and how sweaty I am And
how many calories we're burning, like
except
the whole
watch. Mind you, it's like 500 plus calories in an hour that I burn. So
like when I go with you, like my ass is sweating. Like it's not just like a little like dance. No, like you're fucking dancing.
Right. And it's fun.
It is
and
fun.
So that that's my purpose now is, I have
shaking ass with other moms.
Yes.
Hell
yes. Yes. I still have my husband. I still have my kids, my grandkids, but
it's good that
when it comes to Jody, I got that dance class.
Right. Like, and it's so good that multiple times a week you have something to look forward to. Like, I think that helps me a lot too, just from like a mental health standpoint of view. Like, having something to look forward to is so important.
Right. There's days where I'm like, oh, it could just be easy to go home. But my mental health needs it because you don't think about anything else. Literally, that.
And like physically, it's good for you too.
Right.
Like, bitch, I know. Sometimes I walk out of there and I'm like, fuck, my back's sore. Like,
you're like, I did it
my
right.
arms are sore. Yeah, like it really is a workout.
Right. Like I'm so much more confident. I lost weight and then I started doing that and people would ask me like, what are you doing? No, I'm not lifting weights. I'm not like going to the hardcore gym. Those dance classes.
Yeah,
4 times a week. And then on the weekend, I can stream it on YouTube and do it here. So that's what I do. So that saved me.
So when in doubt, shake your fucking ass.
100%. No, don't doubt that. Just do it.
No, but like, I love that. I love that you have like, you found like your thing that you like to do. It's not like me and my husband, not that there's anything wrong with that, or me and my kids. It's this is Jody's thing. Jody's going to go do her thing and everyone else can fuck off for the next hour and a half.
And because you need that as a mom. That's why I tell Kylie, my oldest right now, like, remember to find what you like, what you want to do that, because one day those babies are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be Jody in the house crying, watching TV. Like, what do I do? Deep in the trenches. deep in the trenches. And you're like, this is life. Nothing's ever going to get better. But it does. It does. You just have to find yourself.
You really do. And I think that's so important. And I love that you're talking about this because I feel like whoever in the fuck may be out there watching this.
If you're still here.
If you haven't clicked off thrown up yet, sincerely from the bottom of our hearts, what she said. But I think that's a really good message for other moms out there who might be young or might be going through the same thing that you went through, or the same thing that my mom went through. Like when their last kid leaves home, it's like, what do I do now?
Right.
Go be yourself.
Yeah.
Go do what you love to do. Go fucking travel. Go blow your husband 5 times a day. I don't fucking know.
Do it all. Do all the things.
Yeah.
I love to go to concerts. We're doing that. Like literally, I can say I'm living my best life right now.
So good.
Yeah. And I have 4 amazing children, 2 amazing grandchildren, and my husband, you can't find better.
No, you really can't.
Like, I mean, the days when I am in my feelings, I'm like, what are you talking about? You got it all. You're good.
You really do.
You're
and
good.
Of course it's okay to be in your feelings. We're all in our feelings. We're all human, right? Like nobody's not in their feelings. But when you get a grip for a second and you take a step back and you truly look at everything you have in your life, it's easier to realize like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't have it as bad as I think I do.
Right.
Of course, everybody goes through shit. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has this, that, and the other.
Right.
But
it still happens.
And that's okay.
Right.
But when you look back and absorb the gratitude and the things to be grateful for, you'll be surprised how much you're like, oh shit.
Right.
I saw this thing have you ever heard of Joyce Myers?
No.
Okay. This is going to be crazy coming out of my mouth.
Well, what isn't crazy coming out of your mouth?
So fucking true. That's so fucking true. I feel like I'm the most unhinged, out of pocket fucker you'll ever meet.
So give it to me. What do you got?
So she's a preacher.
Mm-hmm. Like you found her online?
Like a Christian preacher. Well, my mom used to watch her a lot back in the day on she used to be on TV. And she did, I can't remember what fucking channel, some religious channel. The one Oprah was on when she did fucking Super Soul Sunday and shit like that. But anyways, my mom would watch Joyce Meyer sometime and she would, she's a Christian. She preaches all this stuff. And I saw a TikTok about her the other day doing one of her talks. And not that I'm like a super religious person or anything like that, but she was basically talking about gratitude and making sure that, like, you know, you like look at other people and then look at yourself type of thing. And she gave like a whole bunch of different examples. And she was like, you know, whenever you find yourself, I'm not going to say it word for word because I can't remember, so don't quote me, but it was something, she said a bunch of different things, but one of them I remember, she was like, you know, if you find yourself stranded on the side of the road and you feel dread that you have to walk a mile to the nearest town, just know there's like a paraplegic out there that would literally switch places with you in a heartbeat to be able to walk that mile. And just different things like that. And it made me really think. I was like, damn.
Right.
She's so right.
Yeah.
So she's a cool lady. You know, I don't love a whole bunch of religious people. Not because I'm against religion or don't believe, but I just, anyways, that's a whole another episode. But she's cool. I like her.
No, I do like that. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I do have it all. Like, I'll be sad because my son, he lives a state away. Mm-hmm. So, and with his job, he can't come for like the holidays. For Thanksgiving, he couldn't come because he worked the day after, and then Christmas he can't come because of the same thing. You know, and it's like a 8-hour drive for him to drive here, and like I can really get down in the dumps about not having him here because I miss him. Right. But then I'm like, okay, remember, like, you have everybody else and you have the best relationship with him. Like, we have such a good time. Like, every time we talk to each other, FaceTime, we're laughing.
He's so goddamn funny.
He is. He's a funny guy.
He's so funny.
So I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I can call him. I can, you know, FaceTime him. I have a relationship with all of my kids, which not everybody can say. Right. So
I can think of so many of my friends that are like, you know, I don't talk to my mom, or I don't talk to my dad, or one of my parents are, you know, they passed away. Like, so don't take it for granted.
No, and we don't. Like, Gary and I love our kids. Like, we are like, I mean, we act like we have the best relationship with our kids. Like, nobody's better than us. We got the best, and we think we do. So, like, we have the best kids, and sometimes they might just be blowing smoke up our asses, but we have such a good time.
At least you guys aren't boring.
We're not boring.
You're not boring.
Nobody will ever leave our house and say, that was so boring.
Literally, like, fucking yawn. No, it's like...
Like, you saw what we just got for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We have a...
Dude, it's finna be lit. Like...
A light-up beer pong table. Like...
So just know that.
We have a good time.
You do. You really do. It's fun. It's loud. It's rambunctious. It reminds me a lot of my family. Just not so fucking big. You know, you see my stepmom's, you know, pictures on Facebook around the holidays when she does new family photos every year. You'd think we were Mormon because of how goddamn big the family is. We're not, but I'm gonna get so canceled.
We're overdue for a family picture.
Right.
I tell my kids, if the universe ever loves me again, we'll have an updated family picture, because the last one we have does not have my grandson in it. Yeah. So I'm just like, come on, please, 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 like, holding my breath. But, you know, it's going to happen, and we're going to get a family picture with all of us.
I might know a guy with a camera, too.
You do? Can you give him my number?
Well, he's a little faggot, but he's chill, I guess.
He's probably not very good, is he?
Probably not. No. He smells.
I'll think about it. I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars cannot be goddamn choosers, but
we're not going to choose. But
by God, we'll beg.
Send him my way.
Okay.
We'll probably need him.
Yeah. I'll go find him at the nearest glory hole and come bring him to your house.
Hey, I don't care where you found him. I just need him, okay? Okay. How about that? How about that, Jensen?
You got it, Queen. Oh, God.
You probably look like weirdos. We have a lot of hydration.
What's wrong with that?
Listen, I know.
Listen, I like my drinks.
This doesn't have flavor. This water does have flavor.
Yeah. Likewise, like, there might be Dr. Pepper in here, it might be water, and that's nobody else's business but mine.
It's definitely not Dr. Pepper in mine. Just water.
Right. Jody be counting them calories.
I do.
You do.
Listen, do you think Shine class is for not counting calories? No.
Bitch, I go to Shine and then go big back like 12 tacos afterwards.
Then you go home and make yourself throw up, or what? Because if I'm having 12 tacos, I need, like, Shine 8 hours a day. Holy so fuck. I don't know what's happening.
Not the bulimia. Okay.
Just kidding.
We're gonna get canceled.
I'm just saying, I can't eat. If I eat more than 2, I want to throw up.
Dude, I'm a
So full.
fucking fat ass at heart. Like, I might not look like it. Like, okay, not that I'm fucking ripped with, like, you know, a 6-pack or anything like that. But, like...
I don't think you ate today, right?
I did. I had canes before I left the valley.
You didn't bring me any?
You like canes?
I like canes because Post Malone likes canes.
Oh, yeah. But are you going to eat one chicken tender and be like, I'm full. That was 5,000 calories.
Yeah, but I want an extra piece of bread. Of the toast.
Well, yeah, of course.
Extra toast.
You know, when I fucking whip my little Mazda into the drive-thru, they're like, thanks for switching lanes and picking canes. What can I get for you?
Yeah, extra toast
today
all day.
Today she said, thanks for stopping. What's poppin'? What can I get for you? And I
said,
up, you're bitch, this pussy, that's what's poppin'. And I was like, yeah, hi, can I get that fucking big back box combo?
And she was like, Jensen, that you?
She said, Jensen? Hello? And I said, yeah, girl, it's me. But I said, can I get that big back box combo, no slaw, extra toast, and 5 extra sauces with the Dr. Pepper?
Yes, me, except I don't want the sauces. I just want ketchup.
You don't like cane sauce?
No. I just want ketchup.
You're fired.
But I want the extra toast and those crinkly french fries.
You know, I might need some therapy to help.
You should have brought me some toast.
I didn't even know you fucking liked canes.
Did you ask me? No, he just texted me.
You don't talk about it?
Because I don't want to talk about food. Because I don't want to.
I do.
I don't want to have that much love.
Dude, I'll fucking run over a family of 4 to be a bag back. Like, that's my journey in this life.
Well, I started from the top.
Right.
Big back. Now I've got to. I'm okay where I'm at now.
You do look really good.
So,
like,
thank you.
Not the weight is everything, but like just
but
the pictures.
When you look, yeah.
But like the pictures you showed me the other day of you're like, look, this is.
That's me.
Like, this is me, you know, a few years ago. This is me now. And I said, God damn, dude, like, good job. Like, I'm glad that you took
was in
the
the
time
trenches and not caring about myself.
Right.
Because I was caring about everybody else.
Okay, when you were like, can I just say big back? Just to be funny.
Say
when
it.
you were a big back,
yeah.
Did you have like any foods that were like, yes, like this is my thing?
I eat fast food. Like it was
what?
my thing. Like
it was your goddamn job, or
and Dr. Pepper's. Like it was my goddamn job.
Oh,
like now, a Dr. Pepper is my treat, or I drink the Zero Dr. Pepper coconut, but that's limited edition.
Boring.
No, it's not. It helps. But I just drank the soda like nothing.
Me as fuck.
Sugar. I just ate whatever.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like, oh, we ate out twice. Nope.
No.
It didn't matter.
Bitch, we're going back for thirds.
Didn't matter because honestly, just raising the kids, usually they all had game or a concert or something. Go through the drive-thru, get this.
Yeah.
Do you think I worked out? No. When would I have time? No.
Real?
No.
But now look at you.
When that baby left me.
Yeah.
Sad. I don't know how. Do you feel bad about it, Kenny? Anyways, then I had all the time on my hands to look at myself and be like, is this who you want to be? So, I decided no.
Try being my size, Amy. You don't know how it is.
You don't. So, the first time, I mean, I was in my 17 to 20s having my babies, you know?
Yeah.
And everything bounced back just like that. So, I didn't think about it then because I was skinny.
You just snatched.
Yeah. Honestly, the weight I am now is the weight I was when I was pregnant with my first kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
So, like...
Did you have any weird pregnancy cravings?
Oh, with Kylie, my first baby, corn dogs. And I hate corn dogs. I hate hot dogs. I hate them. But I wanted those mini corn dogs. We went to Costco in Flagstaff when I was pregnant with her. You know, they had the samples. Mm-hmm. Here, have this corn dog.
You're like, bitch, give me the whole tray.
Where's the box? We came home with like boxes of them, and I hate them.
Holy shit. Do you like them now or only when you were pregnant?
Only when I was pregnant. Those, and then I ate so much mac and cheese, but when I was pregnant with her, I threw it up so many times that I didn't eat mac and cheese for like 5 years after she was born.
Really?
I was like, Wow. Because it was so bad. But like... I love pickles, but I really loved pickles when I was pregnant. Like, I'd have a jar of pickles and sometimes like a can of frosting.
Me as fuck, and I'm not even pregnant.
And eating it.
Like the pickle and the frosting. I want to try that. Have you ever tried pickles and mustard?
I don't like mustard.
Who are you? What the fuck?
No. I like ketchup.
No. What about your second kid? Did you have any other weird ones?
Caitlin was the one with the pickles and frosting.
That's fucking crazy.
And then that all just carried over. I mean, I never wanted the corn dogs again.
Uh-huh.
Never. But it was like the pickles and frosting and stuff like that. So I used to hate Dr. Pepper until my third baby. Like, all I drank was Coke. My family's big Coke drinkers.
Yeah.
I was pregnant with Dylan. And I was like, get me all the Dr. Pepper. I could not get any more. It was so weird. I used to hate it. Like, you'd be at a restaurant and you'd order, like, a Coke. And they would somehow give you Dr. Pepper. You would taste it. And I would be like, that's not mine. Pregnant with Dylan. I was like, please, I need all of it.
Yeah. Give me 14 of them right now.
So weird.
Right.
Yeah, and then with my last one, it was just all of the ones combined, aside from the corn dogs.
That's crazy.
We don't do the corn dogs.
My mom told me hers when she was pregnant with all her kids. My sister was Coke and brownies. My mom, she said she gained a lot of weight with her first one. She was like, she would drink a 6-pack of Coke a day and brownies. My brother was Fruity Pebbles.
That's funny.
Fruity Pebbles.
That's funny.
My second brother.
It wasn't with you.
No. Believe it or not, the Fruity Pebbles was not me. You fucking bitch. Oh no, that's funny. The Fruity Pebbles with my second brother, and then Fruity Pebbles with my first brother. My second brother was coleslaw from KFC.
Oh no, Jenny. She did not.
She did.
Jenny, we need to talk.
Coleslaw specifically from KFC.
Nope, I worked there when I was 16.
That's crazy. And then when she was pregnant with me, it was Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell. Which, later on in life, I ended up fucking up so many of those. So I don't know if that's a sign.
Yeah, we can't help what you children make us crave.
That's so weird.
The only blessing me getting pregnant so young was like I bounced back just like that.
Yeah, just fucking snap.
So I didn't think.
Yeah.
But you don't realize then when you hit 30, like, that's gonna stay.
Big bag.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's gonna stay on you.
That's crazy.
So.
Damn. Well, do you have any advice for maybe some younger moms, older moms out there watching this?
I mean, for you young moms, like, I wish, honestly, I would have, like, soaked it all in a little bit more, but you don't, because you're just, like, you don't even know what's going on. Yeah. You're just survival mode, making it through the day. So I wish I would have soaked it in a lot more.
That's so
like
real.
The things I'm doing with my grandkids. But, like, when you have 4 kids, you're just running, and you're so young. But I wish I would have soaked it in more, like, been more in the moment. Does that make sense?
That's so real. Okay, so I saw this quote on TikTok or Instagram the other day. I can't remember. I think it was on TikTok because it was a video. And it was, talking about when, when your kids are younger and they're going through, like, the hard stages, like being in diapers, the tantrums, the whole 9, things like that. And, I'm sure you've went through it too, but I've heard other moms being like, oh my God, I can't wait till the tantrums stop, or I can't wait till they're 5, or I can't wait till they're out of diapers, this, that, and the other. And basically keeping them from joy until the kids are older.
Right. Because it's so hard.
Yeah, which I get because I lived with my sister for a year while I was going to school, and I kind of witnessed that firsthand of her being like, oh my God, I can't wait till this stage is over. I can't wait till, this, that, or the other.
Right.
And this quote was basically talking about it's okay and it's necessary to find the joy in every single moment and in every stage in life, because one day it's going to be gone. So you might as well just get over yourself and enjoy it now.
Right, so slap me right in the face right now.
Punch me right in the fucking tit, because fuck.
Right, because that's the truth. Right. Because you are just like, when are they all going to be out of diapers? Mm-hmm. Like, when are they going to sleep through the night? Like, and then, just like that, it happens and they're gone. And you're like,
wait, take me back.
Right. No, seriously. So
I wasn't ready yet.
So just like live in the moment a little bit more. And then the moms that are dealing with all the kids moved out, figure out what makes you happy, what brings you joy, because when you're happy and aligned, then everything else falls into place. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
so real.
and those kids are like, my kids are so happy. Like, they tease me, Mom's going to dance class. You know, it's a big joke, but they love it for me. They know how much it means to me. And so do what makes you happy, because
that's all
you put in all the time.
Yeah.
Being a parent is hard fucking work.
I don't want kids.
Like, it's wild. It's the most rewarding and exhausting thing ever. Mm-hmm. There's times when they just hate you.
Yeah.
For just existing.
Right.
You know, but then you get to where I am now. We are all best friends.
You really are, though.
We have group chats. Like, we are sending each other the craziest
Snapchat
videos.
group chat is crazy.
Ass and titties.
Ass and titties is the name of your group chat with your daughters. That's fucking goals.
Yeah. So,
That's
I mean,
good.
when you say things like that, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I did something right.
Oh, you did.
Because
and your kids are solid,
those
too.
4 people are my reason.
I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna make me cry in the first episode, Jensen. No,
that's not my goal. But if it happens, hey, it's fucking real. Grab the Kleenex, grab a Q-tip. Right. I've got plenty in my pocket.
Q-tips. Hit him up. always got the Q-tips in his eyeball.
I'll go in that in another episode.
Right.
I don't want to get wrecked for it.
We're talking about that. But yes, my children are my reason, and then those grandbabies are the cherry on top. And that man that I call my husband,
he's great.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did right to
God
deserve
knew
him.
You needed him.
Mm-hmm. They saved him for me. We went through all the shit we went through to find each other.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
So, anyways, that's a little bit of me.
But yeah,
there's more. There's more layers.
There's so much more. We're fucking onions.
Yeah,
some thick ass red onions,
right.
And there's
and
so many layers.
They're gonna make you cry. Oh, those onions are gonna make you cry.
But they're so good once they're cooked.
But like, look at us.
I think we're pretty well rounded.
I think we are.
Other people might go tell us to fucking kill ourselves or that we're pieces of shit. But
right.
Overall, that's fine.
Right, like, stand in line for all the haters.
No, literally. Like, there's a fucking list. Like, do you got VIP? Like,
right. But are you on a podcast?
Are you on a fucking shirt? We have shirts.
We have merch. That's for a whole different episode. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. Afterwards, I was like, what if this doesn't even turn out?
It turned the fuck out. We have to wear them on the next one, right?
Yeah, we're going to wear them on the next one. But,
son of a bitch.
You know, what was just like fun talk about, I was like, Jensen, we should do a podcast.
We're at fucking work at our desk. I'm all typing away, and Jody's like, we should start a podcast. And I said,
I don't even know why.
Honestly, yeah. It was the greatest idea.
Yeah.
Now here we are a few weeks later.
Here we are. So.
Like, hello. Like, the fuck?
Hello.
So.
Hello.
But there's going to be plenty more to come. We're going to be trying to post on Sundays. I'm not going to be that bitch. It's like, it's Sunday, 8 o'clock. Like, no. Like, when it's up, it's up.
One episode a week.
Honestly.
You'll get a notification. If you, like, subscribe to us, right? You're going to know. So, subscribe if you want to know about our next episode.
Yeah, and honestly, like we said in the beginning, like, we're just going to talk about everything and anything. Some things are going to be really heavy and dark, but that's just real, and that's just our story.
Deep in the trenches around here.
You're in the fucking trenches. Right. What'd you expect?
So, we might get to the point to where we're going to say, hey, send us your questions. I mean, if they're mean, we're going to delete it. But anyways.
I might read it for shits and gigs. Like,
yes.
Like, go kill yourself, you gap-toothed faggot. Like, sorry, dark jokes over here. But
we're not about that.
No.
But
yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk about just a little bit of everything, our lives, the things we've been through, and details of the nitty gritty.
Yeah, and like what we like. We haven't even got to that. Like, what kind of music do you like? What kind of
Yeah.
Because just sneak peek.
Right.
Here we go. Austin Richard Post.
Zach Lane Bryan.
He's my vibe right now. So, anyways.
Like, we're going to talk about our addictions.
Everything.
Like, we got a lot.
I don't know if I don't even think I have any addictions.
Oh, you don't?
I just like to stay hydrated, Jency.
Right. We'll get into that on another episode.
Yeah, this is the holiday limited edition.
What's her name?
What's her name? Scarlet Tinsel. She's limited edition. She's got a gold little bow. Anyways,
if you guys want to see more of our bitch asses and delinquent asses and,
we'll be here.
Bitch asses.
Right.
We'll be right.
All the asses. We'll be here.
All the asses, all the titties,
every week.
All the bullshit. We'll be right here in front of this green ass, Amazon green ass, fucking hello ass, fucking neon ass sign.
Well, listen, some people do like us because my kids are texting me, Mom, is the episode out yet? So we at least got those.
But
thank you to those babies.
Honestly, well, to anybody who clicked on the link from my Instagram story or my Instagram bio, or if you're here for Jody, or if you're just here because you're fucking spiraling. Some could be here for
me, Jensen. It's
they
not
are.
About you.
I know.
It's about us.
I know. This is a humbling experience for me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now tell
Anyways,
me I'm
thank you
for
for all
really
of
brave.
Jency's followers to accept me. Thank you.
Uno reverse. But no, if you guys seriously have any questions or any topics that you guys want us to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments down below if anybody's even watching to this point. Other than that, Jody, do you have anything else to say to the fucking viewers? Like, what the fuck?
We did it. We did it.
Yes.
We did it. We did it.
So good.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
So
we love you guys. Yeah. If you know us, we love you even more. Even if you don't know us, I can't wait to love you just as much.
You'll want to know us if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, guys. We'll see you in the next one.